Guys, welcome back to the channel and to the next part of the Europe vlog and synopsis continued. If you didn't watch the last video I recapped our start of the journey and our first country, which was, first city slash country, London in the United Kingdom. If you haven't watched that one or listened to that one, excuse me, please go check that out and continue on or bounce around however you like. So, we get on the train from London going to our next country. Our next country is Belgium. So, we got to Belgium, we got out of the train station. We walk out of the train station. I'm telling everything just as we're going. I don't want to leave anything out of order or anything like that. So, we get out of the train station in Belgium. We walk out and we're pulling up directions to our Airbnb. As we're starting our journey to the Airbnb, it's about like a 20-minute walk. We see this guy peeing in what looks like an open box. It's not an electrical box because he wouldn't be peeing it, but it's just like an open, weird metal box container thing. And we walk past him, and like if you see him like pull up his like pants, like zip up his fly, and we were like, what? Like we didn't say anything in the moment, but like in both of our minds, we gave each other like the look, like Keandra and I, and we were like, that guy was definitely peeing into that box, and we were like, we've never seen that before. So that was a little crazy. Walking to our Airbnb, we continue. Um, First part of London wasn't too bad because we didn't have we got the suitcase at the end of our London trip. So walking through London like cobblestone wasn't too bad because we just had backpacks. Now we have our two backpacks, our little carry-on everyday backpack and a suitcase. And walking through Brussels, so we're in Belgium, in the city of Brussels. So walking through Brussels with a suitcase with all our bags on cobblestone, that was tricky. It was interesting. Now I understand why everybody hates walking through Europe with suitcases because it's just so embarrassing and so hard and tricky, and it's just really fun. We continue walking. We somehow end up on the side of the street that like every store, every little market is like restocking. So we're like on like this very thin line between markets and like the bike lane and like the road. And that was very interesting. That was our first experience with like watch out for bikes because bikes they kind of run everything. Um, as we're going to our Airbnb, getting closer to it, like we're like two blocks away from our Airbnb, we actively see a drug deal happen. Like we see like this one guy put a piece of paper down and then like go to this another guy, hand him cash, and the other guy like slips him a packet or something, and like they both just walk away. And Keanu and I, we just kind of go, eyes are down, like just keep walking. Like we don't say anything in the moment. We don't make eye contact with anybody. We just witness it happen, and we like talk about it later in the Airbnb. Get to our Airbnb. Um, this one's a little bit more. So the first Airbnb in London, we were in like a room share. So like we lived with like in somebody's house while they were still there. This Airbnb in Brussels, was kind of just like it was just a big building full of rooms, and we just got one of the rooms that had like a bathroom, a bed, and like a little mini fridge, and that was it. So get in there, um, get drop our things off. I think one of us changes or something like that. Um, we should be very strategic with with our changing of clothes because um, we only have so much, so many options. So after that, we kind of decide on what we want to do because we got there kind of early, like not late in the day, but we got there early enough in the day where we still had a good part of the day to do. Because we left from London in the morning. It was only about a 3 hour train ride from London to Brussels. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. We walk around. We get to this place that's called the Grand Place. It is quite literally the center of the city of Brussels. It's the center. And it's a grand place. It has all these. It's like a giant rectangle plaza that just has all these buildings in it. There's all these stories behind it. Like each building represents a different house of like a service. Like there was a house for the bread makers. There was a house for the sailors. There was a house for like trade, like the stock market, and everything. And then we walk around there for a little bit. We walk to another part. I think we see a moment of protest in front of like the Capitol building. I don't know exactly what building it was, but there was like a moment of protest where these people were chanting and singing and uplifting, like for a cause of change, for like whatever their cause was. Um, and we're like, that's interesting. And then we go and let's see. I find this cool dinner place. It's like a steak restaurant. We go there, sit down. We actually enter through the wrong door because Google Maps said the entrance was there instead of there, and it is all the same restaurant. So we sit down to eat. Again, they take our order all at once, like drinks, everything. Um, so we sit down to eat. Um, we order our drinks. We look like crazy Americans because I'm sure as everybody's probably heard that you're like Europe is very known for like not having free water or like anything kind of like that, you know? Like if you want water, you have to pay for it. So, especially, so we always looked crazy at restaurants because we just order all our drinks and all our food all at once. So, for drinks, because we're so hot, it's like a little bit hot. We're thirsty. Is we'd order like 2 liters of still water. We'd each get like two sodas or like one soda and like one fancy drink or something. And then our food. So like when our table was all set and done, it was like just all crazy. um, we go there, and as we're eating dinner at this place, a cat walks in, and it's a chunky cat. It's very well fed,
Wow.
and it goes up to the first table by the door, like anything, anything. Goes to the other table, anything, anything. Comes out to us, and I think because we still had like our scent of our cat on us, I think it smelled that we had a cat, and it just sat by us for like the entire dinner, thinking they'll cave, they'll fold at one point. We didn't fold. We can say no to our little precious angel baby of a cat, but I'm able to say no to just a random street cat in Brussels. Um, but very chubby, very cute. Had this like weird ear thing where it was like folded in, but it still had an ear. Then eventually it leaves. Very cute. And then after that, I think we go get a waffle for dessert. So in Brussels, or I guess Belgium as a whole, they have two different types of waffles. They have what's called a Belgian waffle, which is it's like a rectangular brick, the cubes, you know, like you can put a syrup in each cube. You can decorate it with powdered sugar, chocolate, white chocolate, bananas, whole 9 yards. And then the other type of waffle they have is called a Liege waffle. So a Liege waffle is it's more ovular and puffier. And you actually don't want to put any toppings on it. If you do, keep it very little, like chocolate, Nutella, white chocolate, powdered sugar, um, anything like that. But you don't want to decorate it with toppings too much. Mostly just because the Liege waffle, how they cook it is they put chunks of caramelized sugar in it. So when you bite into it, it like dissolves in your mouth, and it's already naturally sweet. And oh, it was amazing. I think we each got our own. I think that day we each got a like a Belgium waffle. But then going forward, I think all we had were Liege waffles, and they were amazing. And then we walked back to the Grand Place, and we got some chocolate. So Belgium's also known for chocolate. We went to this chocolate shop. We each got a bar, um, like a bar of chocolate, and we got these like weird, um, like fruit candies, um, and everything. And then Keandra saw a store for meringue, so we got some meringue. And then while I was in there, I saw some Biscoff cookies, so I got those. Speaking on all of that note, we actually made a video of us eating, tasting all of this. So if you would like to see that video, I'll have it linked down below so that way you can check it out. Otherwise, it should be somewhere um, on my page, or a playlist. I'll make like a Europe playlist. Very, very delicious chocolate. And then we actually eat dinner, or I guess we already ate dinner. We go back to our Airbnb. It's like maybe 7 o'clock. We're thinking it's supposed to get dark soon, and it doesn't get dark until like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, that's insane. Like compared to like here, like where we live in the U.S., like the sun rises at 5:30 and then it gets dark around, like the sun sets and like it truly gets dark like nighttime at like 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, this like in Europe, like it got light at like 4 a.m., but then the sun stayed up until like 10:30 at night. And I was like, now I understand why people eat like don't wake up until like 11. They eat a late lunch. They eat a late dinner. It's because they have more sunlight to do that, which I thought was interesting. But anyways, we shower, go to bed, taste all our chocolates again. If you get, like I said, if you want to see that video, check the link down below. Check my videos. And then the next day, we go on a walking tour around Brussels. So we're still in Brussels, Belgium at this point. We meet at the Grand Place to start it. They tell us all the history about Grand Place that I kind of already told you, like the center of the city, the meaning of all the houses. There's this like one part of the like there's a statue that's like good luck, and if you rub it, you have good luck for an entire year. And they say it's only good for a year, so that way you have to come back every year, rub the statue. Um, so we go there, we see a famous hotel. I honestly forget what it's called, but a lot of people, it used to be a prison, but a lot of celebrities who come to Brussels, they stay there. So like Brad Pitt stayed there, Will Smith, Barack Obama, they've all stayed at this one hotel in Brussels. Um, and then they actually gave us a free Liege waffle while we were there, so that was wonderful. And then from there we go just like more through the city of Brussels, learning about all the architecture and history and everything like that. We walk through a mall that like has like the a famous chocolate shop in it. It's called like Mary's Chocolate, and this chocolate's famous because the royal family of Brussels gets their chocolate from there. So like they have like the royal stamp of approval, which is nice. And then from there we finish up at St. Michael's Cathedral. So we're still on the walking tour. We go to St. Michael's Cathedral. Now, this cathedral, when Keandra planned this whole trip, she was like, "What do you want to do?" I told her, I'm like, I kind of want to see some cathedrals. Like, I don't want to plan our entire trip just around cathedrals, but I do want to see some cathedrals. So this was the first cathedral we saw. It was St. Michael's Cathedral in Brussels, just like maybe like a quarter mile away from the Grand Place. And it was amazing. I think it's still one of my favorite cathedrals that we saw. Um, and it kind of hits home because here at home we go to St. Michael's, the Archangel Church. So I was like, oh sweet, this is just like where it originated from. The statues were there, all the stained glass windows, and you could see how they changed throughout the century. So all the newer ones were brighter, had more color, had a lot more distinguish, everything like that. While the older stained glass windows, They were a little more simple. Like they use a lot more whites and browns and blacks, and maybe a little bit of purple, and symbolizing everything that was important with bright, and everything else around it was darker. Very beautiful there. I actually picked up. I didn't buy another rosary, but I did buy another. It's like a little pocket rosary, for myself, and I also got another one that I have to gift to somebody, and then yeah, and then from there that was the end of the tour. And so we're like, okay, what do we do now? So it's like the middle of the day now. It was a very short tour. Middle of the day, we go get lunch somewhere, and then I found this place called like the Illusion Museum, or the Museo de Illusion, right? It's a illusion museum. We go in, a lot of illusions around. Um, so any basic optical illusion that you can see. So like there was one that like the floor was leaning, but you're standing up straight, but it looks like you're leaning, but you're not, but you are. So another one where it's like you like shift of depth perception, where it's like I stand here, I'm giant. When I stand there, I'm tiny. And everything like that. So all of that was fun. We had a lot of fun there. And then I think from there we just walk around some more. We go get dinner, and then we head back to the Airbnb. Um, Very walkable city. Again, there were a lot of bikes, so we had to watch the streets everywhere we were walking. Get back to Airbnb. Again, we get back really early, like maybe 8:30 this time. Shower, change, relax, kind of pack up our things. Oh, no, no, no. We're here for one more day. So, kind of figure out what we want to do for our last day, because we only really had like kind of that planned. And like we already kind of walked what we could like near our Airbnb. So, our last day in Brussels, what we decide to do is we buy a pass for a day tour that takes us to Bruges and Ghent. So both of these places still in Belgium. It was a whole day thing. It took 8 hours, like 8 to 10 hours. It was an insane tour. We get on this double decker bus. Our tour, we have a bus driver, and then we also have like the tour guide. Our tour guide, wonderful, super intelligent. I mean, like I give her props. Like I feel like more Americans, like what we need to do is she's speaking French and she's speaking English. So she's giving everything she's saying twice over. And instead of saying it like a few sentences at the time, she's telling the whole story in English and then telling the whole story in French instead of like picking spots, which we thought was interesting. And then we make our first stop. It's in Ghent. Um, Again, we see a small cathedral there. We don't go inside, just on the outside. Walk around the town. And then this is kind of like our first scam of our like the entire trip. So we unknowingly is we see this cute little waffle pancake shop. We go in. We're both not too hungry, mostly just because we know we're gonna eat lunch the next hour or so. We don't want to get anything too big, so we get these mini pancakes, and there's like 12 to 15 of them, like of these little mini pancakes, and we get them drenched in like Nutella and bananas, and everything. And I get like a water, and I think Keandra gets like a Sprite or something, or vice versa. And we eat it, and then surprisingly, she said, "Oh, you pay at the end." So we eat it, and then we pay, and maybe she just didn't tell us the price. She just like typed it in, and then we paid. Um, and then I look at my statement like the next couple days over. I'm like, what did we spend $46 on at this place? And like we had to like look up like their ID name and everything, and it was from that pancake shop. And like and we didn't know this till afterwards, but we read the reviews on Google about this place. But apparently this pancake shop is known for just scamming people. Like, So we paid $46 for like two drinks and like 12 mini pancakes. Like they're like literally like this big. Um, and everything. And we're like, what? But anyway, sorry. We walked through Ghent, and I think Keandra needed something from the store, so we go to the store, we pick it up, we buy a souvenir magnet, and then we meet with the rest of the group. As we're leaving with our group to go back to the bus, it was like somebody was getting married, and the bride had like a big puffy purple dress, and the groom had like a purple vest to match, which was nice. And they all got in like this like retro bus to like leave like where they just got married, which was nice. Get back in the bus, like our own personal bus. Um, Take another drive again. Tour guide, French English of like all the stories and history of everything as we're going. We arrive in Bruges, Belgium, and again we walk through the outskirts. We walk across this bridge. We walk across this lake, which is technically called the Lake of Love. So we're like, that's fun. And then we walk across through this nunnery, and it's just like a spiritual sanctuary of just like Catholicism and like nuns, and very very fun, very cool to see. Um, it was kind of sad because nobody wants to really be a nun anymore. So like, I think they said they only have like four nuns that physically live there today, like to this day. Um, and it's just sad because they're like those four nuns are also just old, so we know they're gonna pass soon, which is unfortunate. Then after that, we break for lunch, um, and we split off from the group momentarily for this, just because the tour guide said, "Oh, there's this one restaurant that accommodates us. Like they know we're on a schedule, so they'll cook all our food really fast." And we're like, "Oh, we'll just play it by ear." So we go to this other restaurant, um, the day before the other tour guide that we were on. Um, she said the best beer in Belgium is Belgian beer, but also it's a certain type. It's called Trappist beer, and I'm like, okay. So, and I don't like beer at all. Like I don't like. I think I've forcibly drink Bud Light because my Keandra's mom's new husband drank it, and then I guess I just call him like a friend because we are friends. Because my friend brought a pitcher of Bud Light when we went bowling one time, and I had to help him drink it. So that's like my experience of beer. But I'm like, maybe Belgian beer is my stuff, you know? So we sit down at this restaurant. I order a Trappist beer. It's called a West Mall beer. And they serve it to me in this fancy glass that has the name of the beer on it, which I thought was really cool. And then Keandra just gets like an apple juice or something. And then we each get a hot dog. She gets like a veggie dog because she's vegetarian and it has stuff on it. And then I get a hot dog that has mac and cheese, bacon bits, barbecue sauce on it. It's massive, and that was our lunch. We had and like I think we might have shared French fries. But that was a lunch, and then we go to the bathroom. That's like our first experience of like a multi-gendered bathroom. So like there wasn't like a designated ladies and man side. It was more of like there was a curtain, and then you went into this back room. There was a sink, and then there was two doors, like that you can go to the bathroom in. And I guess Keandra didn't know that, so she walked in and she's like, "Why is there a guy in here?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess that's how it is." And then use the restroom, catch back up with the group, and continue on. Again, I think we see another cathedral from the outside. Um, we walk through this little like flea market area. Um, I guess I was just looking around too much that I didn't. Ooh, So after the restroom, we went and caught back up with the group, and we walked through the town. We saw another cathedral, and then we walked through a flea market area, and then from there we walked to another like little like either church or like a city hall. We saw another person attempting to get, like finishing a marriage. We walked through like into like this grand. It's not. I don't want to call it the grand place because that's what that was, but it was like this giant plaza of just everything, and it was beautiful. And then we had like an hour or so to like walk around. So we um, walk around. We eat and buy more chocolate. I think we have another waffle. Get our souvenirs, and then at that point we're like, okay. So then we walk back to where our meeting spot is. I think we have another waffle, and then we get on the bus, and then everybody's exhausted. So I think everybody just kind of fell asleep on the bus on the way back to Brussels. Arrive back in Brussels. I think we go somewhere for dinner, and then we go back to the Airbnb, pack up, like shower, change, relax, pack up all our things, and get ready for the next day of traveling. Is what I believe. Let me check the pamphlet here. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it for that in Brussels. So I guess our second country, I like to say Belgium just because we went more than just Brussels. You know, Brussels, Bruges, Ghent, which is all in Belgium. So our second country was Belgium. Um, if you guys enjoyed hearing everything of this, um, that we did in Brussels and Belgium and Bruges and Ghent, please like this video, and subscribe, turn on post notifications, hit the bell right next to it, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Yeah, I keep just saying cathedrals on this video just because I don't think I paid attention to what they were called, mostly just because we didn't go inside. But they were beautiful. Again, if you want to see the pictures, videos, everything that I took of this country, go to my Instagram. I'll have it linked down below, and or I'll put it somewhere here on the screen. Go check that out. Give it a like, and yeah. Um, Comment down below of anything you would like for me to respond, or of your thoughts of the video of this country. Um, yeah. All right. I will keep you guys updated on to the next country. Thanks, guys.